Testing, testing, testing. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I almost forgot how to do this thing. Let's make sure everything works here still. Give it a good gamble. Yep, a win on the first time back. That's a good sign. Fuck, I feel like I'm losing my voice. Alright. Oh, that's good. Alright, the market is starting to head into free fall territory. Let's see, on the daily, we are down 2% from the open at the moment. We've got some big news coming out at, let's go ahead and get our numbers and stuff down. Big news coming out at 10. Because we've got the monthly close, the candle closing today, which is going to be a big event. On top of the big news today, today is kind of anachronistic in a way. Insofar as we have ADP, non-farm payroll, some data today on top of the PCE. I think usually those aren't on the same day. But it does look like that today. So, oh yeah. So since we have a monthly close coming up today, it'd be important to check these monthly levels, especially from last month. So last month, obviously, probably the big one is going to be this previous month low, where we closed below or above that. I figure this will probably be quite a fulcrum point today, as that does line up with the current point of control on volume. Pretty tricky though. It's going to be a pretty tricky monthly candle depending on where it closes, just because there's such a long wick, and it did hit technically an SSSR flip zone. I tried mixing up strawberries, frozen strawberries, and the Celsius. It didn't really mix too well. Okay. Anyways, that's a monthly, but let's go ahead and check. I've been away from the computer quite a bit, so I am behind. And so it is time to update some stuff, our numbers, get back into the flow of things here. So we've got this previous week value area low. Previous week point of control. Previous week value area high is going to be right where the high is as well. So previous week high. And all right, put that magnet back on. We've got PWEQ lining up right in this gap, 35345.25. And previous week low and previous week high, which was right at the end of the week. So we know that we had a lot of volume last week at the end, and then we came up Monday, Tuesday, and we swept the high, and now it looks like we are trying to distribute lower based on that. I figure we'll probably have a little bounce here at 54.50. Right around here. This was our last swing. We have our volume node, low volume node right here. And then our shelf begins. So we are losing the prior week point of control. So if we were to get a bounce here, it would be target would be back up to around 5,500 on ES. So if we just get rid of, let's go blank again. Let's check uptrim volume from last Monday, low. We have the weekly value area low there. So we're really just gonna wait until at least 10 to make any decisions here, but we're also coming into this anchor VWAP. So yeah, I expect we'd probably get a little bit of a bounce at 54.50. There's Mr. Stream Dater. It ain't a stream if it ain't a stream dater. You're the lion to my lioness. Good to see you, Mr. Stream Dater. I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. I've missed you. Yes, Crash Mal. We'll get into Bitcoin and all the likes, but as I've said multiple times in the Discord, this 97K area, pretty just simple mechanics, but would be this little retesting the range, this previous range point of control, which we front run would be big. See if we can come back down and take these lows. Yeah, we can look at some micro strategy. But yeah, just another Bitcoin treasury scam, huh? With no intrinsic value whatsoever. Just a proxy for Bitcoin risk, essentially. Am I right? All right, so our pivots, we do have a daily pivot. Or is that a weekly pivot? Yeah, weekly pivot down here, naked. Daily pivot Yeah, Michael Saylor. Michael the Sailor. He's a pirate. They actually casted him to be in the next Pirates of the Caribbean. Isn't that pretty cool? Oh, and we have a weekly gap right here. Yeah. I expect we probably get a bounce around here after the 10 o'clock mark. So, oh yeah. And then we have an untapped value area low from Wednesday. Yes, Michael the Sailor. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I really don't even care anymore, like, if companies make money or what they do. It almost just is, like, irrelevant to my decision-making process. These days, like, the chart really just tells me everything. You could make cookie dough made out of grandma's mud from her garden, and if the chart looks good, we can make money from it, you know? Alright, we're hitting this first quartile. See how far deep this wants to run. And then regular trading hours. So we're gonna have a pretty big gap down. We're down. ES is down 2.25% on the day so far. Wow. So John, what have you been seeing about all this fear mongerings for us to not be lions? You know, with all the it's hard because, you know, they always say every single week they say, get ready, look up to the skies, or prepare yourself. Something's happening, but it never happens, and then eventually it does happen, right? And then you're like, well, you finally got it right. It is a bit disconcerting though, with, like, you know how they usually start something over in, you know, Europe. They do, like, they test the waters and they bring it over here. So I find that a bit disconcerting. That's crazy. And the hard thing is like, I mean, I definitely can believe that, but it's just like validating that that's true and not like AI or just like propaganda. We're gonna have to go to our ports. Well, I guess I live pretty close to probably a port. I'm gonna have to walk over there. That's true. I'm gonna have to go to the ports. So today is a pretty big change in character day. 555, 9.5. Dude, literally, I guess if I look outside my window, I did see a cruise ship the other day, so the cruises are still going. That's a big ass ship. So it's Scam City. They scammed us. All right, here we go. 10 o'clock. We got big news coming here. We should see a spike in volatility. Not that we're not already volatile, but if this is going to be one of those downtrend days, I need to make sure I'm careful, because these are the days where I get fucked because I just don't ever finally switch to the trend. But let's see what happens here. Yum, 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 yum. I'm gonna be watching. It's tough. I'm kind of right here. We got that 4-hour candle closure. Yeah. I mean, this is where we're looking at. We're looking at the right spot here. Price location. Yeah. So let's wait for it to hopefully drop a little bit lower. Otherwise, we'll see if this first order block gets liquidated or not. Where's our VWAP? Our VWAP will be coming in there, coming in hot. So yeah, we're gonna be looking for this 5,500 retest or a bounce from around here. I'm not really gonna trade it right here. Let's see what the numbers said about PCE. Coming across the wire, we've got PCE 0% month over month. So personal consumption expenditure are down. Interesting. And yields and the VIX are up. Wow, yields have shot up today. Dollar is up, yields are up. Ports are dry. The world is a lie, except you and I. Are we gonna die? I don't know why, but I must ask you tonight. Alright. Bitcoin, let's see. I feel like Bitcoin will probably have one more swipe up into this level. I mean, it definitely could have just stopped here, but you know, 1, 2, 3 into that high. I mean, very likely this could, just fall all the way down to 88,000. I'd like to see it swipe this one more time and then maybe have a short opportunity. Well, let's look at the futures, Bitcoin futures. Look, I'm gonna set an alarm for this 54. I mean, an alert, not an alarm. But yeah, let's. Now, let's see what we've had. I mean, I've been talking about. I've been talking about 70K for a while, but I'll show you here. Blah blah. Nani want tonke mo. Just give me one seki woki toe. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, what the hell? I don't want this synced. Thank you. Previous quarter. Ooh! I didn't even notice that. Previous quarter value area high. We did a full. We retested that. Yeah. Gosh, I would love for everything to fall again. Here's that channel. Look at this channel, Johnny boy. Oh, this is that big ass channel. This is bearish, bro. Yeah, 74K to me is not the bottom at all. We're retesting the channel. This is, the bull trap. And then back down to around here. Back now looking for like 62 to 58K or so. Back down to here. Probably around, just see how long it takes. But yeah, back down to here. is my prognosis. I'm gonna be looking for a short probably after this monthly candle closes at the end of the week, because it'll probably sweep the monthly high first before it goes down. So that's what I'm gonna be looking for, but anything could change. But that's what I'm gonna position myself for, which is, to me, is a fake bounce. Not a big level. I mean, you could say it was like a SR flip from this, but we did get 1, 2, 3. This is a 3 drives pattern, but this looks like just inducement, liquidity grab. Wait for this. So like what I would be looking at right now, I think, or what I would probably be waiting for, is that I highly doubt it would make a big move down. Like if it opens up, where's this thing? Fuck. If it opens up, you know, right here, and it's gonna make it move down, I highly doubt it just goes down. I would expect it probably to sweep the monthly high into that 97K level and then go down, if it's gonna go down. But anything can happen. We have more data coming out on Friday. That's, you know, big employment data, as well as the monthly candle prints today. That's why it's a big day, because this is the last day of this monthly candle. It's definitely a tough one because, you know, we have spent some time down, and we did get this little, you know, 3 drives pattern. As I said, we swept, and then we came and took the high. So, you know, there's good reason to be properly early bullish, you know, on the high time frame. We're still in that trend, but yeah, I mean, I do think it's a tough one, and I don't want to be too early. I really just want to wait for this monthly candle to close at 8 p.m. tonight, and then check the new monthly levels and watch it to sweep that high into, really, I want to see it hit this 97K, this previous range point of control first, and see how it trades out of there. I'm not really eager to jump into the short yet right here, even though it could go down here, but probably likely bounce around here today. And then just like, yeah, that, you know, this retesting the channel, I mean, this is the classic retest to come back in the channel. And then this previous quarter levels, the value area high, pretty technical spot right here, to be fair. After sweeping this high, this would be a pretty textbook bull trap. Going into the end of the month, when there's especially big data that the Fed uses to set their interest rate policy and their inflation expectations. I mean, it's kind of everything's kind of lined up perfectly for a move for an inflection point. You know, if you look at this, just even from a retracement level, I mean, yeah, like it's coming up on the 618. I mean, it's just such a kind of an obvious level, which makes it, with it being an obvious level, you can get these front runs because everyone's going to notice this 618. So that's why ideally, I'm going to be patient and wait for this monthly candle to come up. And then really, if it goes like that, swipes it, boom, 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 boom. That would be the beautiful. And that would be the better option of playing. Let's change the color here. 5 booms. Well, the Bank of, and the Bank of Japan is setting their policy rate tonight or whatever. So that'll be interesting to see because the dollar yen has been decoupling quite a bit. So that will give us more data, because that's going to be happening sometime tentatively, like overnight. But really, I'm interested in getting a trade here. Well, can we get a move up here or something? All right, that 15-minute. Just want to see if we get a 5,500 retest here. Knowing that we do have a downside gap, so are we gonna leave that gap open? Or are we gonna hop into it? We'll see. 5 booms for Canada. Oh. 5 booms for Canada. Whoa, yeah. All right, here we come. Up a little bit. Man, I feel like I've been gone for so long. I'm out of the loop of everything. I have so much catching up to do. All right. So, yeah, this 5,500 retest will be interesting. See if we continue on a downtrend or not. Up into this VWAP retest. We shall see. We shall see here. I know, I thought I was gone forever. I was lost. I was lost in an Easter egg. They couldn't find me in the Easter egg hunt. I was gone. I was gone forever. To never be found again. But I am back. I am back and I am ready. Never leaving again. Honestly, bro, I kind of like was annoyed because I really didn't want to go on vacation because I was in a good rhythm. I was like telling my parents and shit, and I mean obviously it was fun and stuff, but like I just when I leave for like a week and drink and party and get out of my rhythm, I just like it fucks everything up for me. You know, like I like. It's almost like I have to restart my engine like a ton. It's just annoying. I feel like oh. What just happened to the music? Oh, there it is. But no, I need to lock in. I need to stream a shit ton. I'll do trading this morning, but I'm gonna do RuneScape tonight. And I gotta go like every single day. I can't leave the boys streamless. RuneScape, dude, Stream Dater. It'd be so cool if I logged on to RS and I saw you on there, Dr. Stream Dater, Dr. Wonky Stream Dater. Oh, Wonky Stream Dater. Okay, the market's kind of moving slow after moving real fast. So we got this last 15-minute candle, did close above here. I don't like that as much. I would have liked this candle to kind of run up into here fast, reject, come back down. Alright, here we come. Here we come, here we come, here we come. Let's see what happens here. Around this level, I'm going to be looking to see if we get a short opportunity. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. We got Monday low, retesting Monday's low right now, and we're retesting the bottom of this full range as well as this order block that broke these last lows. So we'll see. I feel like if we reject around here, probably continue our downtrend much lower. Otherwise, we probably come back into this range and, I don't know, move up to, you know, the 55.50 level. Probably. Yeah, 55.50 or some shit. All right, getting a little bit of a front run here at 54.95. See if we come down below this low, then maybe we take it. Otherwise, assume this is just a inducement for another little small move up. Yeah. That looks like it is going back up a bit. All right. I mean, VWAP is a little bit higher. Well, my one concern is that this high could be taken. This is that old low here, right here, so this could be considered a reclaim, failed breakdown reclaim, but I wouldn't really trust that unless we got move, boom. That's would be my another option, would be looking for a move above this high, closure above it, retest, move up to this 55.50. Otherwise, looking for bearish reaction. All right, we are at the level. Now it is just a wait and see game on how we react. We do have a bit of divergence forming. And we've got no confirmation here yet though. Solely off price action. Alright, kind of. That could have been it, maybe right there. Might want to wait until the 10:30. Looks like it's still wanting to take this intermediate high. Well, there's a bit of reaction. Don't want to be too eager on this one here. No rush. Literally no rushes ever. No need to rush into any trade whatsoever. I don't really like, I wish it had bounced a little bit lower. I hate when it does that. Might want to come up and just VWAP retest and sweep this high here. This would be prime fashion back down. And so far as I'll give you the 15-second look. Oop, there's a nice little up thrust there. This was the 9:30. We're about to get our initial balance. So yeah, right at 9:30, we got the 9:30 open, New York open right there. New York open. Excuse me, sir, you can't be posting such things. Okay, so that local high swept. Now see what they really want to do here. This is why we try not to preset limit orders, because we would have just gotten swept right through and it would have just been an unnecessary loss. starting to look like it. Oh, there's the VWAP retest. Let's see if this 1 minute closes back below this high. That would be a nice bearish reaction. Looks like it's going to close above it. Starting to look more like it's gonna reverse trend here. Consider this failed breakdown. Come back into the range, but reflip VWAP for continuation up here to at least like up into this little fractal. But still too early to say. Too early to say, too early to play. Come on down. Everyone's a winner in Vegas. Okay, we got a slight order flow shift here on the 1 minute. 5 minute is 5 seconds. Just hit into its imbalance, right back up. So that would have been a bit of a trap. So it's having a bit of trouble here, 55.10. Are we gonna get our short here or what? What is it gonna do? Okay. It's stalling quite a bit here, but I'm not fully convinced. 5507.5.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Working on a new eval count.
Order submitted.
So, going to stack that up. I wish it didn't move all the way down there yet. Alright, target here 54.93. $54.93.
Order filled. Order filled.
$54.93. Banned. Valuable possessions banned. See you, kid. Nice to know you. Not. Very nice. Not. Alright, we are short. Moving into this 54.93 target. Looks like we're not going to get a full position. We're just short on one eval here. Just getting a little bit of a teaser. Wouldn't mind if it comes back up a bit and gives us some more. See, this is that low that it broke from the last structural low here. Had this kind of failed breakdown. VWAP retest, swept this high. We're in this downtrend locally. You know, the short to at least this level looks pretty strong. You know, we are at a 5,500 psychological level, so we could just bounce here. But ideally, if we're going to continue long, see if we can really reclaim this level and continue up. Otherwise, break it and continue our short down to 54.40, somewhere around there. That's what I'm looking at, and that's what's looking at me. You heard it here first. You certainly didn't hear it here last, you know. And there it goes. It looks like it's going down. Very good. About 4 more points. Be nice. I don't know. Dropping cashews all over the place. Uh-oh. Not a huge fan of that bounce. Not a huge fan of that bounce there. Pretty strong reaction. Okay. Let's see. Pretty strong reaction right there, yeah. See if we, wow. Got some volatility coming in the mix. Coming in the mix.
Order filled. Order filled. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
There we go. Come on. That 5493 level at least. No front running. No front running allowed. Not on my watch. Come on now. Don't be a donkey. Do not be a donkey.
Order canceled. Order canceled.
Alright, here we go. About to hit the target. Come on now. Don't be a donkey. The last thing you want to be is a donkey. Alright, just gonna close
Order
this one.
filled.
Close it. Close it.
Order filled.
Alright, that's good little profit on those two evals. Just to get the juices flowing. First trade of the day. Let's see here. Let's see, we entered here on this retracement, closed here around 54.93, and on the other account we were on this down trim, so just did those on the eval only. So first trade of the day, successful, good one. We were patient on that. Can't complain. Now it's time to look for the next opportunity. We kind of front ran this level, but this is a bit of a reclaim here if we continue to move up. And this looks like kind of our first real pullback after breaking. We got 1, 2, we probably got another impulse coming around here. Yeah. So we'll see if we get above here. Probably retest this level. It'll be a VWAP flip, and looks like we'll continue higher for the rest of the AM session, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves. And that is at least on ES. See how Bitcoin is doing over here. Yeah, quite some ugly last week trading, isn't it? Let's check and see how the futures contracts are doing. Bitcoin futures. Ooh. Okay. Did tap into that gap a bit. See what the range values look. Where did it break? It broke about right here. And it looks like it's front run that level a bit as well. Also, we'll be interested to see this high get taken. Methinks. Me surely does thinks. Looks like we might be getting some chop slop now. Let's see here. Retested VWAP here on ES within this 15-minute order block. We got 1, 2, 3 bullish 15-minute candles, a close above that. Inducement high. I mean, I would think after this reaction and being back up 5,500 and this failed breakdown and this kind of retest, that we would flip VWAP and probably move up to about 5,550. That's what I would think. If we come back below here, we'd be looking for a short down to 54.40. Ideally, so Kind of gonna wait until this gets back above New York Open or comes back below 54.90 on the ES, that is. I feel like we should check out gold. Let me clean this up. Just restart fresh on analysis. Check those monthly levels. All the way down. Alright, see how the monthly candle's doing on gold. Probably gonna close pretty bullish. Above last month's high. Okay. Go ahead and put an alert down here and down here. I don't really want to trade this range. Prior week, ooh. This is kind of looking like a bit of a local swing high on the week. Now, where would it want to come down to, though? You could retest just this fractal, but I mean, maybe, but probably come back down to somewhere in here. Down around 3,100 again, maybe. Pretty choppy lows down here. Got this consolidation above the high. Hasn't tapped into it yet. This looks pretty ugly. We're just in a range. Ooh, random event. Hello, mister. Seafood. Book of Knowledge. Give me some Herbalore XP. ES just kind of ranging here. Been ranging over the last 20 minutes. Just reminding myself that not really interested unless we come back above New York Open. Flip VWAP. Play the continuation long. Otherwise, come back down 54.90. Reject, reclaiming this low, the structural low of this range that we broke down this morning, which would give me an indication that this is not a failed breakdown and that we continue a short and our trend lower down to 54, 54.40, 54.50 is what I'd be looking for. And that seems pretty good. Seems like a pretty good plan. So I would prefer actually a move down here and short from here down to this level. I would prefer that over the continuation long, in my opinion. Yo, what up, Jack Shard? How you doing over there, brother? You sharding? You sharding or you sharting? Or are you doing both? I won't judge. Because I sure as hell am. Good to see you, mate. We're just over here, analyzing the markets. It's been a while since I've been on, so we got a big day today. We got a big day today with the monthly candle closing. So I just got to go through all the assets. Betting downwards today? It's likely we could have already seen the down move for today. That's really what I'm kind of talking about right now is that, we had this range up here. We broke through both of these lows, so we swept all that liquidity. And then the news came out, and we reversed. Came back into range. So, unless really over the next, 40 minutes until the 11:30 candle, unless we come back below this 54.90 level, then I would just consider this probably a failed breakdown, and we're probably gonna move back up to 55.50 for the rest of the day, and I would say the downside is probably done. We flip VWAP. So at that being the end of the month, we got the monthly candle. Let's see. Monthly candle's gonna be printing. I feel like it'll probably tether around this prior month low, which is at 55.0925 on ES. So we'll probably, be moving around this level a lot where we're at. And then we'll just kind of see how this monthly candle closes. But yeah, I think there's a possibility that the low is already in for the day, and we won't see much more downside. But I'm cool with whatever. But it is looking like it doesn't want to go down, and it looks like it did reclaim this. So this is a pretty strong reaction right here. So really, my next plan, we took the short from here to here. That was good. That's the only trade taken today. I'll take it up. It's coming up here. If we get this move up and we get a bit of a retest right here, I'll take this continuation long up to here. I'll be watching that. We're about to test the New York Open. Where New York opened at 55.16.5. You can see this gray dotted line is VWAP, the volume weighted average price of the whole session. If we look at our volume profile for the day, we do have a lot of volume. We got to reclaim. Yeah, it's pretty technical. Ideally, in the next 6 minutes, this 15-minute candle could close above this high. I'd look for any move back into this box for a move up there. Got that titty wop, got that VWAP. Got that wild ass price action. Got that wappa. So yeah. Other than that, not really trading inside this range. And we'll just begin to look at some other assets. End of the month can be tricky. Then Bitcoin, we discussed a little bit earlier this morning. It's just setting up prime for another short down. So if I just clear everything out though for a bit, just looking solely on this big ass parallel channel, we came in and right now we're retesting it to see if we get acceptance into it for a move lower. So we're at a really interesting level, very precarious. And the fact that we ran up into this big news day in the end of the month, as well as the previous quarter, we just smacked the value area high and we swept this internal liquidity this high. On top of moving into this prior range volume level at 97K, what I want to see is is this monthly candle, which will print at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. I want to see that print, and then I want to see price trade above that monthly high and then come back down. So I don't want to be too early on if a short happens, but that's what I'm going to be watching. Yeah, the news today was PCE, otherwise known as personal consumption expenditures. That is another inflation metric, just like CPI, and it's what the Fed uses primarily to set their interest rate policy as well as their inflation expectations. And then we also have the Bank of Japan setting their monetary policy rate today, which will be big because that's going to affect the dollar and give us some insight on how the Fed might move in the next 2 weeks at the next FOMC meeting, as well as we had some employment data, and we have some big employment data on Friday. So all of that just happening right here at the end of the month when there hasn't been much going on yet, and we're moving up into these resistance levels. It just gives you kind of a warning sign that we might be at an inflection point. So especially with Bitcoin coming up on that 618, I'm just watching and waiting till tonight pretty much and going into the end of the week to possibly see something like this swipe up about here, like, probably good move up into 97, 98, and then see if we come back down. And then we'll be looking for a bigger short to take these lows and move about down into 68K. And then probably around the 62, 63 level would be big because we'll come back into this range. And let's say the range is about here. I mean, it's a bit of subjective. So we'd hit this 70K level and then, 63K, which will also be the midpoint of this channel. So everything lining up pretty technically at the moment. So going to be patient, but knowing that the monthly candle is about to close. Watch for a monthly high sweep. See if we get a good reaction here at 97K. If we do, then it's short back down to the 70s. Otherwise, it's going to be reclaim and move, all the way to new highs up to probably 130K. So this will be a big fulcrum point. So we'll see. But it's looking interesting. It's a good day. It's a good day to be alive. Alright, so I need to do some gold analysis. See how gold's doing as well. Gold is teetering on its weekly low here, previous week low. I need to update my charts. 3390.4. I know. I don't know if you saw, but CZ from Binance said that he thinks Satoshi is an AI from the future. Well, that's interesting. AI from the future. Is that a real story? Did your aunt do this? That's hilarious if so. I mean, not hilarious if you lose it, but yeah, gold. Wow, that's crazy. Well, yeah, gold is definitely at a just a good little turnaround spot for some reprieve. All right, so we can focus back on ES again here. Let's see. Trying to come back above the value area high. We're retesting prior day low at 55.20. We just got an hourly candle closure. We didn't get a close above here, which is annoying because, we could just be tapping in here for a liquidity, an imbalance tap. This right here is not very good price action. So You know, if you were really aggressive, you could buy off this order block here on this VWAP retest, which I could be aggressive on an Eval account, I suppose. Let's see here, in which you'll take it up to about 55.50 would be the ultimate target. We did get a little bit of reaction here as we look at the 15. Yeah, certainly looks like it's going to continue a bit higher today. That the downwards move is in for the morning at least. Things can always change, but let's see. Seven times 3.
Order submitted.
We'll put a little long order in on that continuation idea from up there. Could have already hit the retrace, but I'm gonna see it hit this low. It come back below this low. It might enter into a long. With the stop below here. Otherwise, you know, if it does fail around here, this could be a
Order filled.
Liquidity sweep to have a bigger short. But we got a good reaction so far on the New York Open here. So let's see if we get continuation. Keep moving it up. Ideally, you don't want this coming back below 5506.5. You know, first initial target really is 55.33 would be the good target, I suppose. There we go. Alright, so we need to manage this trade here. When are we going to move our stop? Once it takes this high, we'll move it up below that low. If it does that. It's not required, but it might drop a little bit lower to retest. Just, we should also just note this. Keep this on the chart. Prior month low. Know that, look, that's what we're reclaiming right now. So, you know, I can see us move up here, expand a bit, and then come back down to this 55.10 area. Do I feel like trading while you stream makes you more disciplined? I think so. Yeah, I would say so for sure. Yeah, I mean, just because there's more accountability. But I find it a little bit difficult though. So I feel a little bit less fluid because sometimes I might be messing on trading on multiple different accounts. And Sometimes I find that a little bit difficult. Just my attention goes elsewhere. But certainly, I mean, I've been wanting to. I'm just not good with sticking through with it. I've been wanting to like mark down like all my trades and the stats and make it like kind of a series, like an eval to payout. But I just never on a right schedule. Or there might be every once in a while I'll just take one trade that's a little bit against the book, like what I wouldn't recommend people to do, and then I'm like, fuck. I think sometimes it's a little bit harder to calculate my risk when I'm dealing with this on stream with multiple accounts, but okay. Moving nicely here. Moving real nicely. Target is coming. Ooh. Coming up. Wow, I need to pay attention here, not give anything back. Okay, we certainly shouldn't lose money on this, so we're going to go ahead and move our stop to above break even. Would be dumb for us to lose money on this. I'm okay with not making money, but at this point, you definitely don't want to let it come back and lose money. So now that it's taken that high, I could take a little bit of profit off here. I could. It just depends on what your strategy is. I'm already up a little bit this morning. So I'm willing, it's already put a little cushion, so I'm willing to let this kind of flow. If it doesn't hit this and it comes back and stops out in profit, whatever, just move on to the next trade. But sometimes, you gotta let these full lot trades run to keep your edge. So we've already moved up about 10 points from entry, which is good. Real good. Got a really good entry on that retest. Pretty much was only one tick of drawdown, so we love to see that. There we go. Come on. I'm going to go ahead and actually just take one off.
Order filled.
Take one more
Order
off.
filled.
And then let this last three run into there, just in case. But it's good run up to our target here. Very good. Come on. And then here, gonna check the 5 second. 15 second. So ideally, don't really want it coming back below, this low at 55. Let's call it 55. Anything below 55.20. So I might move my stop up. A bit, but let's go ahead also and mark out what we're looking at target-wise. I wanted to fill this imbalance. Is my target. Can it go higher? Most definitely. But this is a very reasonable target, considering we were in a massive downtrend this morning and overnight. Yes, this is, and it's the monthly, end of the month. Yes, this is a good reclaim, failed breakdown, reclaim of the prior month low. Reclaim of VWAP. I mean, everything's in alignment for, a strong trade. I'm gonna go ahead and move my stop up a bit to about 55.19. We just want to see this kind of push up 5 points real quick. It's really stalling though. So I'm gonna probably take one more off
Order filled.
and then let two because it's stalling quite a bit in this zone. So we've taken 60% off the table. The other 40%, just let it ride. And actually, now that we've taken quite a bit off, we can actually adjust our target a bit, and then we'll go ahead and that original target, we'll just put one contract there.
Order submitted.
And that way we can maybe let the next contract just put a runner on. And that's how we'll manage this trade, so. And really after like a trade like this, and one I already did in the morning, there's really no need to even do much more after that. I think new and improved me would just say, hey, call it a morning, go do something different. You've made your money for the day, and I need to give it back, but I probably will trade a little bit more today. Just because I'm trading separate accounts, so this is only on one account right now. Alright, still trying to get up there to fill this imbalance at least. So we're up 500 right now on this account. This trade is like 350. Pretty solid. Pretty solid for my first day back here on the stream and on my desktop. I literally haven't been on my desktop in like 2 weeks. It's crazy. I missed it. Alright, let's see if we can we could do a little bit more management. Probably, you know, now I can move my stop to about 55.23. Just 1 second. Blow my nose. Okay. So a bit of a retracement. It really is stalling out right here. But it still hasn't come back down to our stop yet, so. I hit pretty much the 50% level of this imbalance. A lot of times these imbalances don't get filled, but they have nice moves up into that 50% level. So we got that touch right there. Don't really like much on gold at the moment. It's really just in this this range here. So if we just take started the range around here, yeah, setting really a no trade zone on gold. Set an alert for this low, an alert for this high. See what happens here, but definitely these are some ugly lows. I'm sure it'll likely move down to here at some point, but might not be until after the monthly candle print. All right, here we go. Looks like we're gonna hit our next target here. Come on now. So to think, you know, would I take a short out of here? You know, for continuation down here? Probably not with lunchtime coming up here soon. Certainly we'll reanalyze for the PM session. So we have this flip here. So yeah, I mean, just like an ideal scenario would be to move up to here through lunch kind of range, PM trade back down, close the day around 5,500, 5,510, somewhere around there. Would be just kind of a pretty typical day.
Order filled.
There we go. Next target was hit, and I'll just let this one ride, see if we hit. Well, really next target 54, yeah, 55.40. Move that down. Beautiful. I can move this all the way up. Yeah, look at it go. It's going, baby. Let's go. Beautiful trade right here. Short, boom, entry. Just hit this last target here. Just hit this last target, and that'll probably call it for me for the morning. I don't think I need to push it any farther. So let's see if we can get that here. And you can see it cleared this imbalance here. You could get like another continuation trade would really just be hit this retest the 55.31 level, the 50% while this imbalance, but I'm not going to because it's too high up on this leg for me to really want. It doesn't really warrant a necessity for me at the moment. But this will be pretty telling up here in this area. Like I said, could be. I'll be looking for possible shorts out of here. Yeah, volatility's been real good in the market lately. Just I haven't even been trading, like, 'cause a lot of times I trade in Q. I haven't even been trading the Nasdaq at all because volatility's just been so great. ES has been fine, so I've just been keeping my eyes really on ES. But if we look at this regular trading hours here, you know, we're coming back up into this gap from open, and yeah, we're coming up to the 50% level. So this is definitely getting into short territory here. Same thing on ES. If we look at, yeah, so a lot of times these gaps, yeah, I didn't really see what happened yesterday, but this a lot of time these gaps, these opening gaps, you won't get a full fill, but you'll get a fill to about 50%, and then another move, and then maybe way later it comes back and fills it. But a lot of times that there can be a good trade as a target to that, or to, you know, off of it. Looks like we're probably gonna maybe get stopped and profit on this last leg of the trade. Let's see. Missed our other target by 5 ticks, so that's a bit unfortunate, but it's not really a big deal at all. It's like an extra
Stop filled.
It's like an extra $50. All right, so that does it for that trade. Now on to new ideas. I just stopped in profit. I was just trailing my stop. See, there it goes, turning around. So, but no, that was a good trade. Good morning session so far. We got 5 more minutes. I'm gonna give it about 5 more minutes. See how this next 30-minute candle closes. Ooh, oh, that's an ugly 5-minute candle. I don't really like where it stopped though. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is probably going to come back down to VWAP. Unfortunately, it's not, I don't like that it front runned my area, didn't come up into this imbalance. That's a nice rejection on the 5-minute. But not really where I want to short. I'd rather see it move up into here first, but it does look like this is going to come back down and maybe retest VWAP. I don't know. It's a pretty good reaction, but there's not really a great long I see out of here after moving up like that. You know, we're coming back into value. I mean, this whole level right here is 55.09 and the prior month low, and this point of control and VWAP. Like, yeah, there's a lot of volume and probably a lot of support there, but this is like if it comes back here, there's a real choppy area. It could start chopping up here. So I really just want to trade these extremes right now. on a day like this. So ideally, I'd like to see, you know, if it comes back down, I'd like to see it move back up here. I probably wouldn't take the long down here unless I start seeing some other structure form. But I'd be more inclined to take a short out of here if we see some sort of reaction and then move down. Yeah, for sure. This is not my favorite looking short here. I'm not a huge fan of shorting or longing when it front runs certain levels that I'm looking at. Just from prior experience, I tend to usually, the time I do that, I end up getting, you know, stopped out and then it moves. So I usually just default to not doing it and then waiting and see if there is a sweep. Better to just miss the trade even if it goes than to, you know, get stopped out and then it goes. I'd rather, you know, it's because see, look at us come right back up. So it easily could just come take this high, and all these people who shorted early are gonna get squeezed, and then they get a move, the actual move back down. And it's interesting this is happening, you know, right the 11:30 candle. Usually the morning session kind of ends at 11:30 when you have London closing, so the dollar kind of dries up because the currency trades from the euro pairs and stuff dries up. And then you have, you know, that lunch kind of session, that lunch lull from 11:30 to about 1:30 p.m. And then you have really the PM session kind of starts around 1:30 to 2. And, you know, there's usually another good opportunity there. And so I'll probably look for something around then. We'll see what happens here in the next minute for this morning session. Yeah, looking like it might be a little choppy here. All right, so we got a new 30-minute candle closure. $30-minute did close above our current day value area high. So, I mean, yeah, things are looking good for at least more continuation up into here before we actually get a bigger move down, but kind of in a just no trade zone. Seeing like 2 5-minute candles go like that, you know, makes me want to just stay out for a bit. All right, brother. You too, man. Good to see you. I'll be seeing you soon. I'm going to hop off as well, but have a good rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon, mate. Much love. All right, everyone. I'm out for the morning session. Good morning session. Hopefully I'll be on tonight. I want to do some RuneScape and stuff. I got to be streaming more since I've been gone for so long. But thanks for anybody who joined this morning. If you're in profit, keep your profits. Know that it's the end of the month, and you don't need to push it too much. Could get a little volatile at the end of the month, knowing that 55.09, this prior month low, is kind of our pin going into the end of the session. So as always, it's wonky time. So it's wonky time all the time. Wonky out.